So Love is Blind season 7. If you've watched Love is Blind at all, like I have, unfortunately, you'll know that season 7 is a little different than the other seasons. It's kind of, they've done something different than they didn't do in all the other seasons, or I didn't notice as much at least. They've gone a little political. They allowed a lot of political kind of rhetoric in there. They allowed a big politics speech to go on between two of the, whatever you want to call them, contestants. I don't know. And it was pretty awful. And it's all left leaning. I'm going to read this article here. This is whatever, today.com. This is explaining, this is going to be the chick that got into the political conversation, explaining why she brought up politics, which, whatever. I'll read a little bit of it and then we'll talk a little bit about it. But Love is Blind star Marissa explains why she brought up politics in the pods. Season 7, Love is Blind forced the show to finally address the subject that is kept at arm's length, politics. For most of the couples who get engaged on the Netflix series, politics is never a topic of conversation. Aside from a disagreement between Season 3 cast members Artis Bowden and Nancy Rodriguez about abortion, the contestants on Love is Blind typically aren't shown expressing their political views. However, that doesn't mean the discussions don't happen. Each day in the pods, the contestants are handed conversational guides with multiple suggestions, including how they would tackle conflicting political views. But for the show's 7th season, out October 2nd, a month before elections, Love is Blind decided to actually air opinions about conservative and liberal standpoints and the upcoming presidential election for the first time, fitting for a season located in Washington, D.C. In episode 4, Marissa George, a 32-year-old lawyer, she's not a lawyer, she's a law clerk, who previously spent 7 years in the Navy, opens up to Bowden, 36-year-old Ukrainian refugee who served as a Marine, about how differing political stances affected her past relationship. I think I told you I dated the Trump supporter for 3 years. A Trump supporter. Marissa said in the pods, he was a good person and everything. There's just a difference in thinking about how our society works. Bowden and Marissa both agreed that their views skew more liberal. In an interview with Today, Marissa explains why she wasn't afraid to approach the topic of politics, which is typically a taboo reality television subject, and share her beliefs. It's really important to me that the person that I am with and marry, we align politically, she says. I know some people like to be apolitical, but I just don't believe that you should be apolitical. It's just my opinion. She continues, we're making laws that really impact people's lives. It's really important to me to be with somebody who wants to raise kids with an open mind and who takes part in our society and in their country. Okay. Marissa says that based on her past experience, similar political beliefs is a necessity for future relationships. Because I've dated someone who was a Trump supporter, she reiterates, it just doesn't work, right? Okay. Anyways, I'm not going to carry on with this. So what happened, the one guy, there's one other guy, this is separate of this, was talking about, he was basically apologetic as to he voted Trump in 2016, I think he said, and then Biden 2020 or something. But he was so apologetic about it. Oh, I didn't know any better. Like, it's just nonsense. And of course, like I said, or like they say, there's all kinds of these political conversations going on. It's just what they air. And they decide to air that. And then they aired this whole conversation that they're not speaking about, this other conversation this same chick had with another guy, all about, just woke nonsense, just all left-leaning garbage, just stuff that, of course, that Netflix pushes, so they had no problem with putting that out there. The problem I have with it is if you're going to put any of it in, how about be unbiased and put the other side in? I'm sure other people are leaning the other way, and there was a lot of other stuff said that may support Trump or may support Republican ideas or just conservative ideas in general, but that doesn't make the show. Only the liberal bullshit makes it, and the woke ideologies, that all makes it. This show, just like any of these shows, for one, it's dumpster fire. If you watch these kinds of things, you're watching this right now, and you watch Love is Blind, it's a dumpster fire. You're watching nonsense. People getting married after 2 weeks, or committing to get married after 2 weeks, not even seeing each other. Half the time they see each other and they're like, oh, fuck. And you can tell that they're put off. So the whole show is nonsense. It's just reality TV, but It's the propaganda that's pushed behind that bothers me. Leave the propaganda out. This is the kind of show where you're supposed to turn your brain off. You're watching going, this is stupid, this is nonsense. But now they're trying to sway you when your brain's asleep. I don't know if they're trying to, maybe it's mental conditioning or something they're doing here, but it's stupid. After 7 seasons, they're finally getting into this bullshit. Of course, timely when election's just a month away or less. Well, I mean, when they release the show is a month away. It's a couple weeks now. It's just nonsense. So, like I said, Netflix, man, you better be careful because you get these companies that decide they're going to lean one way very heavily politically tend to lose the moderates over time. So I don't think this is a good play at all for you with what seems to be one of your more popular shows. Let me know what you think in the comments.